Listen, everybody.
Oh.
Today's a bit of a dark episode here on the High and Low. No introductions today.
Oh.
Straight squabbles.
Oh!
Okay? Because today is Loki's crash out. Very important topic near and dear to my heart.
We've been waiting for this one, Loki.
This has been like such an important one for us to do.
Yeah.
We've talked about this many times.
Yeah.
Excited to finally bring it to the bench, to the audience.
Yes.
You are going to be getting a twofer though.
Not a twofer.
A twofer! Because this is my crash out, and then we'll be getting Harley's crash out.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned.
Yeah, welcome to our crash out series, our Shibuya.
Our Shibuya arc.
Yeah.
Okay. Our most like chaotic segment, our chaotic arc.
Yeah, and
in
we're
the
just
podcast.
destroying things.
And unfortunately, we're gonna be a little bit harsh this time around. But some things need to be said. Now, before we get into this, it's important that you know that we are speaking from a place of love.
Tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah.
Just let it be known, we would not speak about a show if we genuinely didn't like it.
We wouldn't finish a show if we didn't like it.
We wouldn't finish a show if we didn't like it. We have not finished shows we do like. So, you know, this comes from a place of love.
Yeah.
Because we've watched it through and we've enjoyed it, but like, you know, a critique here and there.
It's not gonna hurt anyone.
It's not that bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for today's episode,
The crash out.
this crash out is on My Hero Academia.
Yeah, Boku no Hero Academia.
Boku no Hero. Right? We know that it's a show that like people kind of have like mixed reactions to.
Some of y'all are a little too obsessed with My Hero.
That's true. A lot of people like watched it in season 1 and probably like dropped it afterwards.
Yeah.
And kind of from there they're like, it's not exactly people's favorite.
Yeah.
So that's fair. That's fair.
Absolutely.
But you know what? We stuck around. We've been here for the journey.
100%.
But we've got thoughts.
Yes,
right?
we do.
And just to kind of centralize this, because it is a big show, there's a lot to talk about.
7 seasons, season finale coming out this year.
Very excited. We will be there.
100%.
Even though this video will be harsh, as well as the next one.
Hell
we will
yeah.
be there.
Trust and believe.
To get into this topic though, just to centralize it a little bit, ground us a little bit,
Yeah.
we are going to be talking about Shoto Todoroki.
Shoto!
The people's goat.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
What was supposed to be the people's goat. And our whole point about this topic is that he was supposed to be our goat. We had high expectations going into it.
Here on the High and Low.
We were excited. I think everyone was after watching the school festival. People were like, oh, this is a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
He's about to carry the show.
100%.
We were excited, you know. In the world of quirks, Todoroki's the only one with 2 quirks.
It was really an anomaly.
So that was super exciting to see that set up. However, let's tap into it a little bit. Let's talk about Mr. Shoto a little bit. Like we said, double quirks.
Yeah.
Not only double quirks, but 2 quirks that sit on like their polar opposites. Like we've got the fire and the ice.
Yeah.
We knew it was tough for Endeavor to engineer that, but somehow he got it done. Couple children got abused along the way. But it's when Todoroki happened.
Trial and error. And we managed to have Todoroki
And
in the
somehow he popped out.
Yeah.
We had him going into the school festival with a reputation.
He is
with
the number 2 hero's son, the number 2 pro hero's son.
That's another thing that's unique about Todoroki is he's the only one we've ever seen who is the child of a pro hero.
Yeah.
So that was super interesting. Even Endeavor himself came to the festival.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Present but absent.
Debatable.
Okay. We'll get into that, don't you worry.
And I mean, the school festival was like the perfect setup for Todoroki.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation was stunning.
The tongue is on the beat. Cheers.
just fell short for Todoroki after that. That was the sad part. Because he was set up to do so well.
Yeah.
Our expectations of Todoroki was for him to almost be next in line, for him to be top of his class, for him to be the person that you had to beat in class 1A. Mind you, 1A being the class to beat overall.
Yeah.
And so, for Todoroki to essentially just go missing.
To dissipate among the characters in My Hero.
Mind you, there's a lot of them.
Everyone has a color. That's how you know he's special.
Exactly. But it was just like, we didn't see Todoroki after that.
Yeah. Todoroki
and that was the sad part.
Yeah. So I think one of the points in this crash out is that most shonens have a recipe.
Yeah.
You have your trio, which we follow. Usually you're staring.
Yeah.
Who we are keeping our eye
our
on.
shonen, our main character.
Yes. Sometimes you have a girl.
Yeah.
But if not, you either have like the really feisty,
the hot head,
goes at it.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the overpowered, we never have to worry about
the stoic character.
So we're talking a Sasuke,
a Megumi,
a Zoro,
a Uryu.
Yeah. Those are your archetypes essentially.
And then you have Shoto Todoroki. Now let's talk about this trio, right? First of all, you have Midoriya. He's out staring. He's got his journey. Tough journey as it is. He's obviously kind of prepped and primed to be the next big hero.
Yeah.
We've got Bakugo. He's got an amazing power going into things. He's also got a good grasp of his power.
Yeah.
People kind of like him. He's got like a group around him.
Oddly enough, despite the fact that he's so aggressive.
But he's got a group. He's got a squad.
His Baku squad.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have Shoto Todoroki, who just falls flat in the sense that he doesn't feel like he's on the level of his other two peers.
Yeah.
One, in the way that he's written, in the fact that he barely gets any time. We don't know much about Todoroki.
We haven't really seen, granted, 7 seasons in, sure, but there hasn't been a consistent, like, Todoroki's always showing up. Do you know what I mean? Like, Todoroki is always doing something big with his
in the gym, like, he's training.
I think we've seen Todoroki train when the rest of 1A was training.
Yep.
And he was trying to figure out how to use both his quirks at the same time.
Yep.
But it's just...
And that was it.
Yeah, I think the thing is about Todoroki is you essentially have the 1 in a million kind of character, and you want things for Todoroki to be easy.
Hey! Come on, man! That's too easy!
It shouldn't be a struggle for Sasuke to, you know.
We should have relied on Todoroki a lot more.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you didn't. No one was checking for Todoroki.
Yeah, we didn't feel like safe and relieved when Todoroki pulled out.
No, we didn't even know he was there half the time. Let's talk about, he's obviously the son of Endeavor.
Yeah.
Big deal. At the time, he was the second pro hero, but now he's the number 1. And when we were introduced to their dynamic, Todoroki was obviously like set on the fact that he did not want to be like his father.
Yeah.
To such an extent where he only used one side of his quirk.
And he only used eyes, yeah.
Exactly. And when we're introduced to Endeavor, and honestly throughout the whole show, Endeavor isn't really the most likable person ever.
Endeavor's angry. Endeavor is very aggressive. He's loud. And especially in the contrast with Endeavor wanting to surpass All Might. All Might is this beautiful blonde, always smiling.
Superman.
And then Endeavor is not even like a bad man. Endeavor is just girl. Yeah. It's like they essentially see their pro heroes as like celebrities.
Yeah.
Endeavor had no fan base. There was one character that really liked Endeavor that we got to meet later on.
But that was it.
Yeah. It wasn't like people were fans of Endeavor. People had All Might merch.
There was no Endeavor merch, girl.
No, girl.
And so for Endeavor to be set up as such an unlikable character, and you have his son who not only is the product that he made, but the product that he made to surpass him. And even that being Todoroki's mindset going into things is like, I'm going to be better than you. Because around that festival, he spoke about, I'm going to be better than you and never have to use your power.
Yeah.
Which was like, whoa.
That was deep.
My guy has two and he's choosing only one. Like, okay, he's being set up quite nicely.
However, can I say, in the normal fashion of My Hero, it's always about friends and Uchingu. Yeah, it irritates me. This happened with Midoriya's Vigilante arc as well.
Okay.
But Todoroki, it's your court.
Yeah.
Midoriya, if you don't shut up. It happened with Vigilante Midoriya. We didn't even get to see Midoriya go through like his Jason Todd arc. No.
You came to disturb this person's journey.
Midoriya, you're always gonna be a part of Class 1A. Guys, here's a character development.
Can we work on it, guys?
Yeah, we got to see Todoroki be angry for 20 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
And then it was in the midst of their fight. It is my god, Todd.
Are you kidding? That's unfair. She made those. I need to calm down.
And this is kind of a personal thing I have. I like when, for the sake of the plot, your character is firm in their personality.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if after Bakugo gets his character development, now he's sweet and happy and go lucky.
This is a separate person.
You needed him to
signed up for.
He must remain this like angry, like I don't really care about y'all, I'm all about me kind of character.
And he was like that. And then of course you have Midoriya being consistent. He's always gonna be the studious type. He's always friendly and kind and enjoys his friends being around. And then you had Todoroki. Mind you, we didn't really start off with much.
Yeah.
He felt very much like such a blank slate, other than the fact that like, okay, cool, he's got these really cool powers. But then, I mean, the only thing we know about Todoroki other than son of Endeavor, he likes soba noodles.
Yeah, cold soba noodles.
Specifically. There wasn't really much depth to Todoroki, and this goes to the main point of this. What was the point of Todoroki's character? Because it seems like Todoroki was put into the show to aid everyone else's storyline. When we think about the festival, that was a character development moment for Midoriya.
Yeah.
When we think about Todoroki's family, it is for Endeavor and Darby.
Yeah.
When it came to even Todoroki having his big moment, at the end of season 7 when he does go after Darby, it very much felt like Darby's story.
It felt like the conclusion to Darby and
the Todoroki family as a whole.
Yeah.
And not so much as like, this is Shoto's story. And this is our gripe. Why set up this character so nicely to be someone that's supposed to be so important to this story, but he's so underdeveloped and
he just doesn't get his time in the limelight.
And don't get me wrong, this is our gripe with My Hero as a whole.
Yeah.
There feels like there are all of these gaps in a lot of people's writing and like an underutilizing of a lot of people.
Don't even get us started, because there is there's
a list of people,
whom of which granted,
and Todoroki's at the top of the list.
100%.
What do you mean he has long range abilities? And name the fights where you have seen Todoroki like ice the whole place out, at least.
You're telling me when we went up against Shigibu's, when we were in that mansion thingy, he couldn't just put like a block of ice around it?
No.
Okay. You're telling me he couldn't have stopped Gigantomachia running away by just icing the ground?
And just freezing him in place? Nope.
Okay, sorry.
But there are so many other characters. We speak about Momo.
Yayorozu is such a goated character in the sense that
she is so cool.
What do you mean? As long as I know what the materials are for it, I can make it. We're speaking, Yayorozu could have made a shotgun.
If she wanted to, yeah.
And that's the thing. You could have also sort of had Yayorozu be like your weapon-based character.
You could have set her up in such a way where she knows, okay, she has this creation quirk. She could have studied with the engineering department, she could have been like, okay, as long as I know the schematics of something,
they could have given
then I could have made it.
Book
for
her to keep
and know the resources, and it's like, okay, cool, I can make it. There's Eri as well,
the little girl, and we figured out, like, because spoiler, Eri managed to get Mirio his quirk back. So there are elements like that where it's like, if she can reverse that, could she not get Aizawa's eye back? Talk to me. Like
there's so many moments where things could have been reversed.
I mean, even because they figured out how to take your quirk in a capsule. You're telling me we have the engineering department. Allegedly, we have influencers called My Hero who must document these hero fights. And
the marketing department.
Yes. And then we have the heroes. You're telling me no one's like a sciencey understanding like the genetic
of quirks and trying to put it together, because our main point is this was the granny healer
who gives us kisses.
1.1, she's the bloody only healer in this world. How does that balance, guys?
1.1, 1.2. Where is she? Did she croak? Talk to me.
Why does she need to come and physically visit all of us to kiss us, to heal us? We couldn't put it in a bottle. We couldn't put a kiss in a bottle.
On a plaster. Granny's kisses.
Like, girl, my lips would be tired.
What did he say?
I'd be like, nah, girl, just stamp it in somewhere and
like
distribute.
Yes.
Bulk orders.
You couldn't like capitalize on it?
Nope.
Granted, listen, we can give you props for giving us useful and strong female characters. However, granted again, not fully utilized. But you don't have a healer. Like, that's not like a requirement or even just a division in of itself.
Not even like at least one person in our class. No one is a healer, guys.
Okay.
Mara, we can call pigeons, guys.
Yes, not gorillas, not lions, not rhinos.
Not a crocodile. We can call the little Tweety birds.
And a bunny. I think one of the few characters that they do really utilize in My Hero is Tokoyami.
This Dark Shadow.
See, give him his props.
So my thing is, if Tokoyami is so well put together, he should have been in Todoroki's place.
He should have been top 3.
Do you see what I'm saying, guys?
The crash out.
I really, because he even had like his great development moment when he went to train with Hawks.
Yeah.
And so the same thing with when Todoroki went. He went with the other 3 guys.
Yeah.
Todoroki doesn't develop on his own. Even when we went to go and visit Todoroki's family, my chums had to come with me.
Yes, girl.
And also, I didn't grow from that moment. Todoroki feels like not stagnant, but like at
very
the same.
Yeah.
Very monotone throughout the entire show. And here's the thing, we've had 7 seasons. You want to tell me at the end of season 7 Todoroki gets a little development?
And like a knee bait.
It's knee bait. But
Guys.
Tokoyami had his earlier on.
Yeah.
And look at how he teed up at the end. He carried
he
little
made
bit.
over and panic or spiritual pressure.
He's gagged a little bit.
Yes.
And it's just like, why Todoroki specifically? If you are not going to really dig into, this guy is the son of a pro hero, but it's also this like really dark, twisted story.
Because this pro hero is an abuser.
Yeah, and like the way that you were like Frankensteined into this world, like the harm he caused on his mother, the scar Todoroki has, all of this should have been, there were so many like building blocks and moments for Todoroki to like tee up.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that Todoroki was one of the only people in his class who didn't get his license on time. Mind you, you have double bloody quags.
It should have been the easiest for you.
You were supposed to be top of your class. And you're letting Midoriya outrun you. Degree, no. Guys.
Yes, guys.
It can't be.
The thing about Todoroki and what the gripe really stems from is, in a way, it would have been nice if Todoroki was that like outlier in his class. So despite the fact that
a bit of a lone wolf.
Yeah, despite the fact that he's super strong and he's double quirk, it's to the point where Todoroki doesn't even train with his class.
He doesn't fit in.
Todoroki doesn't go on like internships. He trains somewhere else with someone who isn't a pro hero.
Yeah.
You kind of needed that like interesting take on it to be like, and he's still that strong.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as of right now in season 7, we're learning about the more racial issues of the My Hero society. You know, it shows in how All Might was this pretty blonde man. He was muscular. He was number one.
And it seems like if you are not fully like human and you're a hero, or like just in general, like the discrimination that comes with that.
It still goes back to the whole, if your quirk itself is dangerous, you're not allowed to be a hero.
Yeah.
It's just giving, oh, go lock him up before he does something. Like, you know what I mean? You're never really giving someone a shot to at least figure out how can I make my quirk useful.
You could even argue it ties into why Endeavor's a bit unlikable. He's seen as dangerous. He's seen as a threat.
100%. 100%.
And then for him to create this child that is supposed to be a balance of things. And it's just like, we are not tapping into Todoroki is a gold mine. A gold mine
for
of
the
writing.
plot of My Hero, for him as a character.
For the commentary on the world that you are trying to make. It's disgusting what Endeavor did to make Todoroki exist, guys.
You're not unpacking that.
No.
Darby came and announced, and Endeavor is my dad and he's an abuser.
And you guys he left me to burn in a forest.
Oh. And the world didn't like shun Endeavor out like, I don't care if we die, but I don't want to be protected by the likes of him. Like, you know what I mean?
It was kind of like all of the heroes are actually really terrible. What did I do? Me! I don't even know Endeavor.
Whose mouth is this? You put him on the TV. Go home! Bro, don't. Go home! Go home!
Never met the guy.
No! I live in Asakusa.
Never.
You know what I mean?
Far away. I hear that. It was really like so glazed. Oh man, this is one of those gripes about when you place all these chess pieces in a show.
Everyone needs to do their job.
Everyone must move.
Everyone must fulfill their job.
It's as simple as that, man. I mean, if we could have it our way, maybe just say my way. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but to say that I really wish that Todoroki would have stayed this like
stoic,
kind of like
character.
Hate to be this person, but kind of like a Sasuke where it went as far as you spend 700 episodes of Naruto chasing Sasuke because Sasuke doesn't want to be a part. My journey is bigger than you.
Yeah,
that degree.
That would have been cool.
Like Sasuke, Todoroki is really chasing after his brother.
Yeah.
It's that kind of parallel.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about you heifers. Do you know what
I have a lot to go through.
Yeah.
Trauma to unpack.
Yes. The scar still burns me.
Do you know that, like, people put my father on a pedestal, and do you know what this man has done? To just me alone, mind you, there are 3 others,
including my mother.
Their mother, wow,
was hospitalized
just
because
barely recovered.
Can you
towards
imagine?
The end because of the abuse he put her through. Todoroki was set up so well.
He really was.
But
the execution.
I'm sorry, the ball was dropped.
No real.
What are we talking about? Not even this amount of writing or like thought went into Midoriya's character, not into Bakugo's. Bakugo came from a stable household.
Yes, girl. 2 parents? And my dad loves me. Yes, girl. I still have my dad.
My dad likes me.
Yes.
Have I do? I would be angry at Bakugo just for that.
How dare you have a loving father?
You have a nice dad?
How dare you?
A present father? For tech, I'm gonna go drink by myself. That would have been it.
That's insane.
He should have been a Rin.
He should have been a Rin and had his side. He needed to be. And guys, Todoroki needed to tweak when Midoriya started getting close. It really needed to be the sense of, ain't no way this fragile nobody is gonna surpass me. I needed Todoroki to be prideful and entitled.
Like, do you know who I am? I'm a Todoroki.
Excuse me?
I walked in with a name into this building, 1.1. No one else
Who's
can
the
say
rest
that.
of y'all? Other than like Tenya Ida. Who are the rest of y'all?
No one else can say that. And then on top of that, I have 2 quakes. I'm the only one in the world.
I'm
my
special.
ego would have been through the roof.
Bro, you couldn't tell me
Nish!
Doing niche. I was out making moves.
Nish!
Not even the teachers could have spoken to me.
They wrote Shinso with more swag than Todoroki.
Yo, my god.
Shout out to Shinso.
But even like with Mr. Copycat, he has so much more flair than Todoroki does. And the thing is, you can tell that the girls love Todoroki. This is their Sasuke.
They do.
This is their Megumi guys.
I mean, Megan the Stallion herself cosplayed as Todoroki.
That's how you know.
You made it.
You a goat.
However, come on.
Todoroki, I needed more from you.
So much more.
Like in every single aspect. The plot, the racial, societal issues in My Hero. Everything about Todoroki.
Todoroki could have been the one to campaign against his father. Todoroki, even to such an extent, when Darby came forward, could have stood against his father as well and said, you know what, I'm actually going to stand with my brother on this. Didn't know I had one, but I stand with him.
Insane.
That really would have like changed the course of things. And he would have been fully in the right to do so. No one would be like, oh, Todoroki, you can't.
Do you know
we don't know what went on in that Todoroki household.
For decades, mind you, do you know there's 4 children in this house?
Yeah.
We thought there were only 3. Like, that's the really baffling part about it. Because if we're looking at, like, Bakugo, for example, guys, Midoriya went and clocked Bakugo out. Because Bakugo's really like, how is it that you, out of every single person in this class, All Might picks you?
Bakugo had a Hamilton moment. Hamilton. Arrogant.
An immigrant, an orphan,
bastard,
somehow endorsed Thomas Jefferson. He's an enemy. Why not me?
All to keep me from winning. That Bakugo is fleshed out so well.
He's such a well-written character. That's my goat. That is my goat.
Maradona rogues. Armas Scamp
Armed and dangerous.
Just went through so much.
But
nothing at the same time.
But nothing.
Niche.
Oh, goodness. Oh, no.
Wow. No, guys. No. I mean, we have like overall gripes with My Hero in general. The quirk system.
Please don't get me started. Please don't get me started.
Granted. I could not imagine trying to create a world in which everybody has like a completely different power. Now.
Yeah.
Anything that you can imagine in your mind
is a quirk.
Is a quake. How?
And quake spelled Q-U-E-G. And quake.
And quake. And of course, there's going to be unbalance.
Yeah.
Right.
However,
comma, there isn't such a way to scale things at least. Yes, we understand that Midoriya was given the most powerful power in the world. Also, that within itself could have been contested because we haven't actually see had you written Todoroki properly, we could have even tried to like put 2 quirks together against All for One and kind of see.
You could have had a Midoriya. We could have had a run it back rematch in the tournament. Run it back.
Okay, you've unlocked a couple more quirks. Come, let's see.
Show me.
You've eaten 2 more Sukuna's fingers. Come, let's see how I match
Show
against
me.
it. So yes, getting back to the point.
The quirk system makes no sense whatsoever.
There's no way to match it. And I think with it being such an unbalance, there wasn't even like okay, let's have people work together a bit more. There were no combo attacks.
No.
The only combo we got to see was Kenya either running Todoroki to Darby at the end of season 10. I was like, yeah, my guy, you couldn't have slid there.
Nah.
I step, let it ground and slide.
You didn't take tips from Bakugo on how to fly. You're not Iron Man jet skiing your way there.
We know that Shiki Boots destroys the ground. You couldn't have frozen it somehow to give us like a low plane. Because like, can you destroy that thing?
Unbag for us. Because that's one of the things about these quirks is, especially with Class 1A, granted, okay, fine, you need a recon, you need a defense. Cool.
Mara, there's no healer.
We're going to unpack that in just 3 seconds. Because my thing about it is, you have, talk to me, a manga panel, a mushroom girl, psychedelics, psychedelics, Menir who can hide in the shadows, Mugyal who can split her body into pieces, Buggy the Clown basically, Mera with big hands, yet, guys,
invisible girl.
You have Menir with a lion tail.
What for? We don't know.
Please unpack. Menir who can call the animals calls the what?
The pigeons.
The cheeps. You don't call an elephant a stampede.
I can't call too many.
Please don't talk about sugar boy who eats cakes to be strong.
Mind you, it's not even giving like Omni-Man strong.
I've never seen you bust open.
What?
Bust open a mountain. Yeah.
We haven't seen you whack the life out of anyone.
And listen, love my man down. Don't want to hate on him in this moment. However, come Kirishima Tetsu come to the forward. You're telling me your body can't extend,
harden.
You can't like remove the hardening, grow new skin.
Out of it.
You are just hard.
Pause.
Like, I hate to be that person. We've put too much into the
Yeah.
For what?
Now you see, it could have gone to Todoroki.
Man, no, you wanted Ura. And tell it to have a girls moment. You
can
two
talk
can
about
like boys.
And
mind
during this time,
listen to me. You're talking about the same boy.
Yeah.
You are sharing a man.
Mind you, during this time, do you know there's shambles happening behind you?
Shibuyas.
All over. Y'all are trying to have a little girls moment. Girl time and place. Not the time, not the place. Tee up.
No, girl. I still have a crush on Juria.
Do it later.
I want me Juria to like me.
When we rap, guys. Can we rap? It's just like, did you set My Hero up in such a way where you didn't want how people doing?
Nah, because
we
it feels like
to
we are not supposed to win. This is round 3 of the same fight.
Yeah. We've been doing this.
Mind you, the only person who is quite literally grown up in this fight is All For One. You got a face. Can you ever? How dare you are acting like, what's his name? You are acting like him. Pass down, still fresh mid-fight. Haven't even damaged my outfit.
They lay a hair on me, girl. Mind you, my man has suffered through all of this. Can you at least have respect for Mr. Aizawa? Lost the leg the first time, lost the eye second time. Hello, can you stop disrespecting him?
Mind you,
do we want him dead by the end of the show? Guys,
Aizawa is barely in the fight. Like, he's not like fully 1v1. He's
on the corner and you guys keep Hey.
Present Mike with his boombox scarf.
His boyfriend trying his best to keep it together. No, guys. No, man.
It's not fair.
It's really not fair in this world. These are the things I care about.
Then this is why this is Loki's crash out.
This is my crash out. How dare you? This can't be, guys. This can't be. No, man.
It's just, listen. You really wanted more for Todoroki.
So much more. And I say this from a place of love. Todoroki could have been an OP character. He could have been a Levi.
He could have been.
But it was to such an extent where it's like, oh, Todoroki joined the fight. No one was like, yes, okay, we can breathe a little bit. How?
We didn't know he joined the fight.
We didn't even see Todoroki. What are we talking about, guys?
Nah.
The guy with 2 quirks, we didn't see him.
Right.
The guy half white, half red. What does he call him? What does Bakugo call him?
Icy Hot.
Icy Hot shows up. We are not even noticing, guys.
And that's the thing. I even feel like from like a villain perspective, because he's Endeavor's son, they should already be this, listen, we need to focus on that one.
Yeah.
Because if he gets us froze, you needed Todoroki to have like the unmeltable ice. Like only his flame can melt his ice. You know what I mean?
It should have been the star of the school festival is here, you know. We need to take him out.
Hate to glaze, but like they needed to the way y'all glaze Jinwoo cause solo leveling is the way they needed to glaze Todoroki throughout the entirety of My Hero.
Right.
I needed this to be the people's GOAT, undeniably. The girls needed to go crazy every time Todoroki showed up.
And I think especially with the fact that like you have the world now having a gap with All Might now stepping down.
Unfortunately.
They should have been this like fight for number 1. So it's like, okay, Todoroki's like, nah, I want it. Bakugo's like, nah, I want it. We have Mirio from the big 3.
Who's quite literally molded into an All Might.
Who was it? You were set up to
Guys,
take his place
built
next.
like it. He looks like it.
You were next in line.
Lemillion was our pro hero, our All Might.
And you're telling me there wasn't this like climb for number one. There wasn't a thirstiness. The girls weren't hungry.
No, girl. We were fed.
Yeah.
We were quite literally well served. And this is the thing, even within one of the plot things that we wished showed up in My Hero was, you kind of want this fight for number one to show up in the classes.
Yes.
So class 1A must be looking at class B must look at class A like, I'm coming for your spot. I'm gonna put you in class B.
The spots in 1A should not have been guaranteed. You need to fight for your spot.
Second, some of y'all needed to be wrapped out.
Because when it comes to the big three, there were only 3 of them. So it's giving some of y'all fell away as we went along.
Can we please unpack, because who are Kimang, Mirio, and Nechire and Tamaki, who are their classmates? They said big 3, but we never saw the upperclassmen.
Else.
Like,
are we the only people going to school here?
Mind you, we are living at the school.
It's huge.
So we never.
No one else here. It's engineering department. Marketing.
Influencers.
1A, 1B, the 3 of them, the staff.
Okay. Principal Nezu. Okay.
The staff.
No.
That's it.
Granted, I understand. We can go back to this conversation to say that there are so many characters in My Hero. You could have halved class 1A. You know, given us 10 people to look at. Given us 10 people called year 2.
The rest could have just had, that kind of blank drawing.
Black hair. Whatever.
You just had to fill space. I'm sorry, girl. No, man. We've got quite a couple of gripes to the My Hero world from a place of love, understandably so.
Sure.
This was Loki's Crash Out. This was episode 3. We hope you enjoyed it.
Because part 2.
Part 2 is about to go down. I am Loki.
And I am Hailey.
And this has been the High and Low Pod. Thank you for being here.
Toodles! Like, share, subscribe.
Bye!